It's a refrigerator, a microwave on wheels, soulless junk. The insults are endless, but why do people hate electric vehicles so much? Well, I actually can give you a few reasons. What you see here is a Tesla Model S Plaid being tested on the Nürburgring. For those who don't know what the Nürburgring is, it's a 150,000 person capacity motorsports complex located in Germany. It features a track that can be used by the public. Anyone with a road legal motor vehicle can have access to it. But it is also used for professional racing. Nürburgring is considered to have one of the most difficult, if not the most difficult, professional tracks in the world, making it the perfect place to test and showcase a high-end performance vehicle's capabilities. Which brings me back to the Plaid on the Nürburgring. Is it crazy fast? Of course it is. But there's one very big thing that any car enthusiast can tell what's wrong with this footage here. The car has no sound. Lack of sound creates lack of immersion. Being that sound is such a critical part of the human experience is why companies invest so much time and money into making sure that their products sound good when you use them. Just imagine if huge blockbuster movies got lazy with their sound design. Performance-based vehicles aren't just about the speed. It's about how the car makes you feel, and being able to hear the raw power of the vehicle being expressed through the sound of the engine is a big part of how it makes you feel. And with the consideration of feelings brings me into my next point: input. If you make a vehicle that's fast and ideally fun to drive, then you are under the impression that the person likes to drive. They enjoy the experience of controlling the vehicle. The last thing you'd want to do is to create a vehicle that focuses on removing their input. This seems to be a focal point for Tesla and other electric vehicles. Automatic steering, automatic braking, auto. Making a vehicle that is designed to drive for you is essentially making a vehicle for someone who doesn't enjoy driving. And that's fine if you just want a car that's going to get you to and from. But someone who genuinely enjoys driving a car doesn't care how fast an electric vehicle is, because all things that made driving a car fun are now gone. And that's what someone who didn't like cars until Teslas came out don't seem to understand. And it seems the electric companies don't seem to understand this either, especially when you consider that one's presentation of their vehicle involves them mocking the history of others.
It's not clear it got better.
It's ironic because the often stated soulless aspect of electric vehicles, I argue, is the design. Cars are about having style and personality, a vibe, for more modern terms. But at the end of the day, these vehicles are still created by humans, and these humans want to make a statement with this vehicle. Expression is human nature. People aren't just complaining about the lack of personality and aura that new cars have just because they simply like to complain. It's because the companies simply aren't listening to the customers. People don't want touchscreens because they like real buttons. Which brings me to my final point. Sustainability. This is a mining pit in Congo. The locals are being taken advantage of by corporations with no other options but to mine by hand and little to no protective equipment. All this just to make maybe $24 a day. The mineral they are digging up is toxic to breathe and touch, yet critical to the production of batteries. Exploitation would be an understatement. This is modern day slavery. This is happening all over the world. Corporations mining and destroying environments, all for minerals that help produce batteries, at the expense of the locals, monopolizing natural resources and leaving them with little to nothing left. And this is just the beginning. Need for these materials are only expected to increase. With commercial flights consuming millions of gallons of gas per year, they want to go electric, even if a Boeing 737 will require a 34-ton battery to operate. Even though efforts to recycle copper, lithium, cobalt, and other materials from electric vehicle batteries have increased, these companies don't care, as it's cheaper and faster to continue mining in other countries. A real-world example of how the emissions concern is really just a cash grab is how one of the largest battery recycling companies had to pause construction of their would-be main hub due to lack of funding. This problem can be traced back to Glencore, a mining company who provided most of their funding, who were recently ordered to pay out $152 million for bribing a Congolese official in order to get stakes from a state-owned company for less than their actual value. It's all tricks to make you think you're doing better for the environment, when in actuality, you're just helping them do this. Waste is already a massive problem on this planet. Instead of digging to try and fix the problem, maybe we should focus on the Earth's surface. Deforestation alone is already contributing to nearly 1/4 of global CO2 emissions. We can see over time that consumerism is destroying the planet. This isn't denying the effects that oil and gas have had on the planet. Alternatives need to be sought out, but we have to let them know that's what we want. And like we've done before, we can show them with our wallets. You can be a car enthusiast and still care about the planet, but we're going to have to stick together in order to get it done. Together, we can help save the planet and the engines.